What's good, YouTube? It's your boy EazyDubsTv, man, and I'm back at it with another banger, man. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button, as we are on the road to 12k subs and we're getting so close, and I can't do it without you, man. So make sure you turn on that bell icon so that way you don't miss out on any of the daily live streams or any 2K news and content moving forward. And make sure to smash that like button. Let's try to get this video up to at least 10 likes. I know we can do it. Let's take out 2 seconds to like up the vid, and it's greatly appreciated. So today we got another episode of the new series on the channel called Your Take, Not Mine's. Now, to anybody that's new, this is a new series that is going to start on the channel. As always, shout out to my boy Hoop Reference. He does this with NBA content, and I thought it'd be fun to do it in 2K community. So what it is pretty much every week I'm going to make either a YouTube short, a post on my community page, or both. That's pretty much going to give you guys an opportunity to leave your hot takes for the week down in the comment section. Rather it be a hot take on content creators, news, gameplay, badges, anything that has to do with the 2K community, you can leave your hot take down below. So this week I picked 3 comments, as I did last week, that we're gonna highlight, that I think is gonna be kind of interesting and is gonna be good for conversation. So even if you don't want to be in next week's upload and you have an opinion on what it is I'm going to say, make sure to leave it down in the comment section. Share this video out so we can get more people, so we can get more interactions with it, and enjoy the vid. So first comment that we're going to be going over comes from my guy Yo Mama. I'm pretty sure that's Vince, right? Even though it's with the 1. But he says, I love the dunk meter last year, but I hate the dunk meter this year. Now, I don't really see too many people talking about the dunk meter too much, because not a lot of people used the dunk meter last year. Being a person that used the dunk meter faithfully, as you guys all know, I agree with this. I agree with this 100%. Now, I like the fact that you can change how the dunk meter looks by changing the jump shot meter, but I really loved how the way they implemented it last year when they had it like big on the screen so you can see it. A lot of people complained and said, well, I can't see the dunk animation then if that big circle's on the screen. Yes and no. Like, I still got to see all my dunks. I mean, after a while, I guess you train your eyes to move the way you want them to. So I seen the dunks. I didn't really get that whole narrative that people were pushing that they couldn't see them with the dunk meter from last year. The only problem with the dunk meter from last year is that, you know, a lot of the dunks were delayed, like as far as the animation compared to what's filling up inside the meter. And so I would have fixed that coming into 23 and then just use the same type of style of dunk meter. But I get what 2K is trying to do with, you know, trying to reinvent the wheel. But yeah, I agree with this take 100%. Like I said, not too many people use the dunk meter. So for all my slashers, let me know down in the comment section if you guys agree with this one or not, okay? So next comment is going to come from my boy Maybe. He says, if no content creators make best build videos or best jump shot videos, the game would be in a better state than it has been the past couple years. Oh boy, we got a lot to unpack with that one. Well, for starters, 2K, the whole community was built off of best build videos and glitches and things of that nature. So as long as YouTube or any type of social media platform is in existence, there's always going to be content showing what the best builds, what the best jump shots, what the best sigs are. The thing is, and this may be a crazy thing for me to say, I don't think that the community will ever be in a better state until we have a game where everything is overpowered and it just stays like that. Sounds crazy, but at this point, what else can you really do? Because when you start to tweak things, and this is why I would not want to be a 2K developer or 2K marketing or have to deal with any of that. So shout out to Ronnie and all the devs who deal with this. But when you mess with one thing in the game, you're always going to have a part of the community that, for one, hates everything that you do, regardless on what it is that you're doing as far as balancing goes. But you're always going to have whatever side that is that you're nerfing, saying that it's unfair, and that now if you're gonna nerf what we do, you need to nerf what they do. Kind of like, and some of them are really valid points. I'm not saying that that's not the case for some things, but like, for example, when you nerfed all the things that had to do with post hooking and things like that, everybody cried and complained that did said exploit, right? And they said, well, if you're gonna go after post scores and things like that, you need to go after locks and steals. And if they went after locks and steals, then people would have said, well, now you need to go after small guards and fades. So you would have gotten to a point where everything would have been nerfed so badly that people would be like, well, the game isn't fun. It's too hard for me to do this. It's too hard for me to get steals. Now it's too hard for me to make post hooks. Okay, now it's gonna be too hard for me to shoot. So it's like 2K at some point has to literally say, okay, we hear you, but we don't hear you. We don't want to hear none of that no more. Because what's gonna happen is people are gonna cry and complain, and they're gonna constantly try to change things. And one thing that people don't realize is with these massive AAA gaming companies is that it costs money to patch things, and not only just money, but it takes time. Things have to get approved, and people might be saying, well, why don't they do it? They got plenty of time and plenty of money. They got all my money for VC and da. You have to be realistic and understand how the business world works. People don't just, if everything could literally change at the snap of a finger, people would live their lives that way, but it's not. It's unrealistic, and this is real life implications, not just video games. So with that being said, personally, the whole thing with content creators and making best build videos and best jump shot, best dribble animations, best layup, best dunk animations is always going to be a thing. But until everything in the game is broken in its own right, which means like, yes, you have a huge advantage for making a build with 99 still, but you also have a huge advantage of making a build with this higher threshold of a 3-ball. Until certain things have more value and hold more weight, and everything is kind of, like I said, broken in its own right, I don't think it's going to be fixed, because people are always going to lean towards whatever is the easiest or whatever the meta is that is established. And that goes for really any video game. Heck, you can look at the Call of Duty community. Modern Warfare 2, I guarantee you, one of the most searched things in Modern Warfare 2 right now is probably best class setups. It's always going to be that way. Overwatch is going to be, you know, what character is the most broken as far as within the meta at that point in time. It's just how video gaming is in general now with the social media world that we live in. So that part is never going to change. But as far as a gameplay standpoint, I believe that if they, like I said, make everything broken in its own right, we should be at least in a somewhat stable condition. But we live in an unperfect world. This game is going to be unperfect. Now, the last comment of today's video is going to come from my guy, D's Nuts. Really? These nuts? But he says, only greens going in sucks. Now, I actually agree with this one 100%. And it's crazy, right? Because you guys know I stream and play this game every single day. And so I do lean on the side of there having to be a skill gap, but I don't think, especially this goes for more of my content creators out there, or AKA probably 90% of what everybody refers to as sweats, right? We asked for a game with a skill gap, and we got it with the shooting, the dribbling with the adrenaline, you know, those type of things. But we never took into account how the casual fan feels, because rather we want to admit or not, casuals make up most of the community. Casuals are the people that we expect to view our YouTube shorts, or Instagram reels, or TikToks, or YouTube videos, or Twitch streams, or YouTube streams, wherever you may be creating content at. That's who we depend on for those views, or to, you know, quote unquote, put us on. And so when we ask for someone with a huge skill gap, understand that a part of 2K, kind of like going back to what Maybe said, when it comes to making build videos and things like that, is that they need to have something that they can relate to. We can put out a best jump shot video, we can put out a best build video, but if they know that they aren't good at shooting, they can make a build with 99.3, and if they're not good at shooting, they're just not good at shooting, and they, until they practice that, they won't be good at it. But most people don't have the type of time that it truly takes to fix all the negatives as far as their game goes. And when I say game, I mean negative game as far as like their basketball IQ, you know, shot timing, the muscle memory that it takes to be able to green consistently, depending on the 3-ball and the badges and all those type of things. There's nothing that they can relate to. The most they can relate to is making the build, putting on the badges, putting on the animations, and then hoping that one day maybe something clicks for them that they can play like the way you do. But since there's a skill gap, people are starting to realize that they can't do that anymore. Like last year, 22, it is what it is. It was probably the most simple 2K ever. You can make a small guy build, run around, go crazy. If you're on next gen, you can make a glitch 6-7 or a glitch 6-9 and be able to pretty much do everything on the court. So if you sucked at one thing, you can mask it by being good at defense or being good at another thing. You can't really do that this year. And so having it so that only greens go in sucks. I honestly wish that more whites did go in, and that sounds crazy, right? Dubs, you pretty much want 22 next gen to come back or 22 in general to come back. That's not what I'm saying. I actually wouldn't mind more whites going in, because the thing was what last year, the thing that bothered me was contested whites. Contested whites going in drove me insane. But people making whites never really bothered me, because at the end of the day, if you're on my team, like I said, my team, not, this is excluding randoms, because randoms do whatever they want to do. We all know that. But if you were on my team, we didn't give up open threes. If somebody made a white, we weren't like, dang, they shouldn't have made that. It was, nah, your behind should have been over there contesting that. Why is he wide open to begin with? So if they made it so like whites went in if you were wide open, or yeah, wide open or open, versus to like being able to make a white and it being contested, I'd be okay with whites going in. Not a whole lot more, because I see people make whites now, believe it or not. But I'd be okay with a few more whites going in. I don't think it would really hurt. I think it would add, definitely more casuals would come back into the game and be more invested, because they know that I have a chance of making the shot as long as I'm wide open, versus if I don't green, I miss. So I get where you're coming from, and I actually agree with it. Sorry that I had my own little, how should I say, tangent off of that. But all this kind of wraps in, and that's why I love your guys' takes this week. It's kind of that aspect of, you got your content creators, and you know, shout out to my boy Maybe. If you guys don't know, he does make content on the game as well. Y'all make sure to go show my boy some love. But him saying, you know, having the mindset of being a content creator and saying if it wasn't so much of it, then maybe the game would be in a better state, because, you know, people wouldn't be afraid to be themselves. But at the same time, going back to these nuts comments saying, you know, jump shots always having to be green goes in sucks. They play hand in hand, because it's like nobody wants to play a game that they have to green everything if they're casual, because they don't have the time to learn all the mechanics that we do. But we try to put out content videos saying this is the best jump shot, this is the best this, is the best that. So they're only doing what they're seeing, because the experience that they're having isn't fun. It's not fun for randoms to go in and play, you know, against a wannabe pro-am team in the rec with 5 guys who play this game 4, 5, 6 hours a day and get destroyed because they can't make a shot. It's not fun, and no one wants to see that type of content. So the game, the community as a whole would all be in a better state, honestly, if they cater more to the casuals like they did last year. I had no problem, because like I said, my team holds defense. We don't let people be wide open. So if they made it so wide opens and opens went in if they were like slightly, you know, a certain percentage of the time, and contested whites didn't go in at all, I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay with that completely. So all in all, I think you guys had some really, really good hot takes this week. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Turn on post notifications so that way you don't miss out on any of the daily live streams or any 2K news and content. And you want to turn on that bell so that way you don't miss out on the next time I do a post for another episode of Your Take, Not Mine's, because you're going to want to make sure you leave your opinions down below in the comments section so that way they have a chance to be heard. But hey, y'all, until later on, where you could definitely catch me in a live stream, it's been your boy EazyDubsTv. Oh yeah, and one more thing. Happy Halloween, y'all. Peace.